Good morning. Today's topic is Markantia, the type study of Markantia. It belongs to the Bryophyta. This is the Bryophyta plant. It is in the first semester of botany. Here, the systematic position of this Markantia is it belongs to division Bryophyta, which are amphibians of plant kingdom. It belongs to class Hepticopsida, order Markantius, family Markantiaceae, genus Markantia. Here the class Hepticopsida shows that the plant body is in the form of liver with a Hepticopsida. The name has got to this class. Coming to the occurrence of this genus, the genus Markantia includes about 60 species distributed all over the world. In India, only 11 species have been reported. So all the species are terrestrial. They are growing on moist, shady, damp soil, even on the burnt soil also. So these plants, which they are amphibians of the plant kingdom because they grow on the land. They grow on the land, but they require water for this for their fertilization process. So they are called amphibians of plant kingdom. They live in moist, shady, damp places. Even on burnt soils also they grow as moss. So the common Indian species are Markantia polymorpha, Markantia palmata, indica, nepalensis, and simlana. The plant shows two generations. The dominant phase of this plant, which starts its life as gametophyte, which is haploid in nature and also called sexual plant. It helps in sexual reproduction. This vegetative structure of the thallus. So the plant body is foliose like a thallus without any differentiation of root, stem, and leaves. So the plant body is in the form of a leaf that is foliose like, not a root, stem, and leaf arrangement like plant structure. There is a primitive type of plants in which there is no differentiation of root, stem, and leaves. So it is called thallus. Here the thallus is in the foliose manner, that is in the form of a leaf. It has a prominent midrib, shows dorsiventrally flattened structure. It shows dorsal side and ventral differentiation. Not only externally and also internally it shows differentiation. The dorsal side, which is above, which is dark green in color, and the ventral surface is light green in color. On the dorsal side, the reproductive structures are present. On the ventral side, rhizoids and scale-like structures are present. On the dorsal side, which is dark green in color, there is a prominent midrib which deepens at the apex. So the plant is a thallus, foliose-like, dorsiventrally flattened. Uh, it shows dichotomous branching. So at the tip, there is apical notch is present, which indicates the growing region. And the dorsiventral differentiation is seen in the plant body. On the dorsal side, prominent midribs are present on which gemma cup or vegetative reproductive structures are present. Their sex organs are born on the apical notches of the plant body. They are not present attached to this plant part, but they are present in the soft structures called anthridiophore and archegoniophore. So these anthridiophore, they wear reproductive structures, male reproductive structures, anthridia, and the archegoniophore bears archegonia. Uh, so the vegetative structure shows the median groove on the dorsal side. Rhizoids and scales are attached on the ventral side. So these rhizoids are of two types. They are multicellular with the inner wall smooth living cells. They fix the plant body to substratum and absorb water and solute. Um, it helps in absorption anchorage. The smooth wall rhizoids. There are some rhizoids called pegged rhizoids or tuberculate rhizoids. They have peg-like ingrowths in their inner walls, living in the beginning but lack protoplasm at maturity. They help to retain moisture. That is, there are two types of rhizoids on the ventral side. So smooth walled rhizoids, they help in the absorption anchorage mainly. Then pegged or tuberculate rhizoids are present. They only maintain a moist condition between uh, soil and the ventral surface of the plant body. So there are not only these rhizoids, there are scales are also present. These scales are large wedge-shaped. They bear an appendage at their tips, and regulate scales are simple, small, tongue-shaped, and without appendage. These scales they secrete mucilage and protect the growing point from desiccation. So these scales are mainly helpful in the secretion of mucilage like substance and the protection of the growing point from desiccation from the death. Coming to the internal structure of the thallus which is foliose like, it shows just like the leaf. In the anatomy, it shows like leaf like structure. It shows upper and lower epidermis. The upper epidermis is having a palette-shaped, compactly arranged cells with the chloroplast, which is dark green in color since. Here and there are some air pores are present. These air pores are entering into the internal body, that is air chamber. These air pores, they are in communication with the atmosphere. On either side of this airport, there are two to four uh, cells are arranged. They are guarding this airport. In the epidermis, except the airports, there is no pore-like structures. But on the ventral side, the epidermis bears scales and rhizoids, two types of rhizoids and scales. On the lower epidermis, they are colorless cells, ballot-shaped cells with scales, multicellular scales, and rhizoids. So these rhizoids are again of two types, just as I have mentioned, the smooth-walled rhizoids and pegged rhizoids. So on the dorsal surface, just below the epidermis, there are eight cavities which are traversed, separated by longitudinal strands of chlorophyllous nature. So from the floor of this air chamber, some photosynthetic filaments are arising. So the total area can be considered as a photosynthetic region, which almost all the cells are having chloroplast. So the dorsal surface of the plant body shows the dark color. Just below this photosynthetic zone, there is storage zone, which are having polygonal cells without any intercellular spaces, smooth wall cells. These cells are storative in function. They store oil, sometimes mucilage are present in these storage cells. This is the internal structure of the uh, thallus, that is a Markantia thallus internal structure. There are only three regions: epidermal, photosynthetic, and storage zone. Coming to the reproduction, there are two types of reproduction is in the gametophyte, that is vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. This vegetative reproduction may be by fragmentation. So when its thallus cuts off into small fragment-like structures with apical notches, they grow just as a new thallus, and when they come in contact with the soil, they develop rhizoids and scale-like structures, and they become individual Markantia plants. There are some adventitious branches arising from the rhizoids or from the thallus. When the parent plant death and decay occurs, these will be separated from the plant and developed into new plants. The very important reproduction in vegetative reproduction found in Markantia is gemma. They are cup-like structures on the dorsal surface and the midrib portion. They are like grooves or cup-shaped structures inside which there are fiddle-shaped gemmae are present. These gemmae are fiddle or dumbbell-shaped structure with a stalk, and they have stalk and the two swollen regions which are in fiddle shape. Each gemma is having outer single layered structure. Internally, it shows multicellular nature with oil globules and oil the storage cells with mucilage and oil. These gemmae, along with this gemmae, there are some secretory hair-like structures are present. These secretory hair they produce uh, some mucilaginous substance which detaches the gemme from the floor of this cup-like structure, and these gemme, when they fall under suitable uh, soil, they will germinate and produces uh, from the notch. They undergo growth and further dichotomous branching and develops into a new plant. So the presence of gemma is vegetative reproduction by gemma is the very important vegetative type of method found in Markantia. So this there is uh, the sexual reproduction since the plant is a gametophyte which produces gametes. Gametes are Gametangia, Antheridium, and Archegonium. That is, sexual reproduction is oogamous type. So all the species are dioecious. That is, on one plant, one thallus Antheridia are present, and another plant, Archegonia are present. So the male sex organs are Antheridia and female sex organs are Archegonia. This is the structure male plant and female plant A and B. A plant shows the antheridio4 from the apical notch, stalk-like structure called antheridio4 is formed. At the tip of it, there is a disc-like antheridia disc is present in which eight chambers are present having eight antheridia. The Archegonia 4 is the same, similarly from the female plant, from the apical notch at maturity, a stalk-like structure arises that is called Archegonia 4. This Archegonia 4, at the tip of the Archegonia 4, there is an umbrella-like Archegonia, disc-like umbrella-like disc is present, which is having eight Archegonia. During at the earlier stage, it is just as an umbrella, just as a disc-like structure. Later, due to the growth of the Archegonia 4 and the tissues in the disc, it turns downwards and becomes umbrella-like structure. So coming to the male reproductive structures, there is Antheridio 4. At the tip of the notch, at the notch, the region of the notch, one of the cell differentiated into antheridial, differentiate to form into antheridio4. At the into a long stalk and terminal disc, this disc is eight-lobed structure. In each lobe, there is one antheridium. So that during the development, the floor of one of the cell in the floor, base of the antheridial chamber is differentiated into antheridial mother cell, which undergoes divisions to form into four cells, tetrad stage and then octane stage. Further division takes place to form into outer jacket initials and inner antagonal mother cell. These antagonal mother cell undergoes division to form antheridia or anthrazoids. These anthrazoids are biflagellated. They are present in the antheridial chamber. So this in the disc region, in between this antheridial chamber, there is again a chamber called similatory filaments which perform photosynthesis. So on the ventral side of the stalk also there are uh, rhizoids and scale-like structures are present. So presence of sterile jacket is an important character of this bryophytes. Inside which there is ontocyte mother cells are present which undergo division to form into, each one undergoes a division to form into, since it is a haploid one, there is no meiosis. This androcyte mother cell metamorphoses into two androzoids. So each armydia consists of three parts: head piece, nuclear portion, or cytoplasmic portion. The basal bodies with two long and flagella attached to it. That is, these androzoids are having head region, nuclear portion, and the cytoplasmic portion. The head consists of two long equal flagella attached to it, and there is rod-shaped coiled nucleus is present. in the body. Then the cytoplasmic portion is having a film of cytoplasm with a few plastids and mitochondria. The essence of antheridia to liberate androzoids takes place in presence of water. This water is provided by rain or dew drops. At maturity, the pore of antheridial chamber becomes wide open, through which rainwater enters and fills the chamber. So, due to this water, the body of antheridium, which is enclosed in um, the body of antheridium encloses a mass of free anthrozoids, which floats in viscous fluid formed by dissolution of cell walls of androcytes. So, when the rainwater enters into it, this results in the bulging of the jacket initials and the rupture of the jacket initials, liberating the antheridial, this androzoid mass. So this sterile jacket cells imbibe water and become softened, get disorganized. This initiates the liberation of anthrozoids or androcytes. These anthrozoids they ooze out in mass to an opening. So this antheridial chamber, which now got a wide opening, uh, opening. Through this opening, these androzoids they come out. They escape through the pore of antheridial chamber and come to the surface of the disc during the liberation. These androzoids swim in the film of water. So here there is one more reproductive structure called archegonia, the female reproductive structures. These female reproductive structures are present on the stalk-like structure called archegoniophore. It is differentiated into stalk and a disc-like structure. The disc consists of 8 lobes directed away from the center. At first, it is 8 lobed with disc manner only. Later, due to the excessive growth in the tissues in the disc region and elongation of the stalk, this disc-like structure turns downwards. These archegonia are developing on the upper surface of the disc, arranged in eight in a row. So, after fertilization, the central portion of the disc bulges out and becomes convex, pushing the archegonia at the periphery. These archegonia are inverted and hang downwards from the tissue of the disc. So, after fertilization, these archegonia are protected by perigynium. That is, some of the cells they proliferate to give protection to the archegonia. So, that is called pericytium. This pericytium is nothing but the external outgrowths on the sides which surrounds this archegonia. Each group of archegonia is enclosed within a two-lipped curtain-like involucre called pericytium. So, mature archegonium shows it is a flask-shaped structure having a large swollen venter at the base. Middle region is called neck. Uh, this neck is made up of 4 to 6 vertical rows of cells. There is one or two lead cells at the tip region. These lead cells are cover cells, are thin-walled cells, which may be ruptured during fertilization process. The basal swollen venter and the neck region are protected by single layered jacket. In the ventral region, there is a large egg cell at the base, above which there is ventral canal cell. In the neck region, 6 to 8 neck canal cells are present. So, this archegonium, this is a globular venter and long neck, 4 cover cells. The swollen venter consists of single layered jacket. Uh, Inside the ventral egg cell, which is supposed to be fertilized by the androcytes, is present here. Above which there is smaller than the egg cell, there is ventral canal cell in the venter. The neck region, neck canal cells are present. In the Markantia, neck canal cells are 4 to 6 in number. So during the fertilization process, these androcytes, this ventral in the venter during fertilization, which takes place in the presence of water only. When the androcytes are liberated from the antheridial cavity. They will float or they will swim on the disc region in water. By that time, in the female plant, Archegonia, the ventral canal cell and the canal cells are ruptured, disintegrated, and the lid cells are separated by the accumulation of water, by imbibition of water, they will burst out. So the total content present in the ventral canal cell and the canal cell, they ooze out and um, will be deposited at the tip of the neck region, which contains chemicals. Attracted by these chemicals, these anthrozoids or androcytes, they move towards the archegonium. So the movement is called chemotactic movement. By the chemotactic movement, biflagellated androcytes, they move into this archegonium venter where the XL is present, only XL is present by the time, and fuses with the XL to form into diploid zygote. This zygote is the first cell for the next generation, that is a sporophytic generation. This sporophytic generation is having that is sporophytes. The sporophytic generation is morphologically similar to the gametophyte of the plant. Each sporogonium or sporophyte is differentiated into foot, seta, and capsule. So this zygote, which is diploid in nature, undergoes only mitosis, not reductional division, undergoes mitosis and produces two cells by the transverse division, epibasal and hypobasal cell. The one which is present uh, above is called epibasal, the one present below is called hypobasal cell. This epibasal cell, they give rise to the um, sporophyte body. Hypobasal cell, which is present here below, it undergoes division and it is buried deep into the gametophytic tissue. Here, this sporophyte is partially parasitic on the gametophyte. That is, sporophyte is partially parasitic on the gametophyte in case of Markantia. This is sporogonium or sporophyte is differentiated into foot, seta, and capsule. Okay, the foot is bulbous, swollen. Uh, it is deeply buried in the gametophytic tissue and it absorbs the food and water from the developing sporophyte. Uh, just above it is called seta, which is a stalk-like structure. This foot is now enclosed by a protective covering called calyptra. This calyptra is nothing but the remnants of venter wall. The venter wall remains in the sporophytic generation as calyptra. This calyptra extends to cover the protective covering of the sporophyte, that is called perigynia pseudo-involucre, which encloses a single sporogonium, and pericytium, which covers the group of sporogonia. So the foot is a swollen, it's anchor shaped in the sporogonium. It is bulbous, anchor shape. It anchors the sporogonium and absorbs water and nutrients from the gametophyte. It is a swollen basal part of the sporophyte, which uh, takes the nourishment from the gametophyte of Markantia. Just above this is seta, which is a stalk-like structure which connects the foot and capsule. It is having elongated cells. This seta has important role in the spore dispersal when the conditions are dry. Then at the tip of this seta is a globose capsule, so which is formed by the uh, epibasal cell which undergoes division. First, tetrads is often stage lateral periclinal division occurs, results in the formation of amphithecium and endothecium. The amphithecium gives rise to the single layered covering of the wall of the capsule. The inner to it is endothecium, which undergoes division to produce sporogenous tissue. This sporogenous tissue, half of the sporogenous tissue is fertile, half is sterile. The fertile sporogenous tissue undergoes division, meiotic division, produces haploid spores. Along this, the sterile cells they undergo divisions to produce spindle-shaped elaters. So they are hygroscopic in nature. So they help in the spore dispersal. Here, the elaters are spindle-shaped structures with the fibrous thickenings. So, when the atmosphere is dry, they lose the water, they'll shrivel, and they'll move apart, giving the way for the spores to come out. So, so the capsule is globose body covered by a cingulate jacket. Inside this, mm, there is initially it is a sporogenous tissue. Later on division produces haploid spores and elaters. So when the conditions are dry, and the atmosphere is dry, spores are liberated out by the changes. The theta uh, the theta elongates and it shows movements, and by the contraction are the movements present in the theta. And the one more reason is the elaters, they lose the water, and the hygroscopic elaters, they lose the water, they shrivel, and the capsule wall, when is ruptured, these spores are completely liberated out. So these spores are haploid in nature. So this haploid spore is the first cell for gametophytic generation. So this spore simply germinates and produces the gametophyte of Markantia. It is the first cell of gametophytic generation, which undergoes division to produce two cells uh, with the thick wall. It has two walls, thick wall differentiating the outer exine and inner intine. Each spore mother cell Markantia produces four spores. That is, in the capsule region itself, the spore mother cells in the sporogenous tissue, each one undergoes meiosis and produces four haploid spores, out of which two develop into male thalli and two develop into female thalli. So it shows physiological heterospory in Markantia. It shows functionally dissimilar spores are present. Two spores are developing into male Markantia thallus, two will be developing into female thallus. Here, the life cycle shows so starting from the Markantia thallus, two types A and B. A plant is a female plant with archegonia 4, and the archegonia 4 has archegonia structure. This archegonia has a single ovum at the in the venter region. Uh, on the other side, in the B diagram, a male plant is having antheridio4, upon which antheridia are present. Each antheridium has a stalk and a jacket, stellar jacket in the androcyte mother cells are present. Each androcyte mother cell metamorphoses to form into a spiral shaped anthrozoid or androcytes with equal flagella, two equal flagella. So these sperm or androcyte enters into the ovonium where fertilization takes place, and due to this zygote is formed. This zygote undergoes two cells, epibasal and hypobasal cell, uh, and further division produces a multicellular embryo which is differentiated into food, seta and capsule. In the capsule region, which is the fertile part of the sporophyte, the sporogenous tissue shows spore mother cells. Each spore mother cell, which is 2n in condition, that is diploid in condition, undergoes meiosis and produces four haploid nuclei. Of these, two will be acting as male um, spores, other two are acting as female spores. From the male spores, two two male thalli are formed. The female spores, the two female Markantia thallus is formed. Thus, this life cycle has diplohaplontic condition. That is, both diploid and haploid conditions are equally represented in the family. Half of the life of plant is in diploid condition, half of the life is in haploid condition. So it is haplodiplontic or diplohaplontic life cycle, and also it is called heteromorphic alternation of generation. Here, the gametophyte, with which it starts its life, which is haploid and sexual plant. It gives rise to on gamete. It gives rise to gametes. On fusion, they produce diploid zygote. This zygote develops by mitosis to form into sporophyte. These thallus, the gametophyte thallus and the sporophyte Pootsita capsule structure, they show dissimilarity in their morphology. So they are morphologically dissimilar, but they will be forming in the life cycle one after another, alternating with each other. So the life cycle is called heteromorph. This is an example for heteromorphic alternation of generations, which is found in the Markanksha species. So thank you. This is.